And we're back again. Welcome to Razorcast. Brought to me.
Brought to me
Brought
and
to
you.
me. We're both tired.
We're both tired. I'm extremely hungover also.
Yeah, you had a good night last night.
It was alright.
It was alright. As always, I'm Chris.
I'm also still Chris, although I feel like Swamp Thing this morning, but I am indeed Chris.
In body, not spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as always, we're here to do the show.
Yes, we are.
Back to do the news.
Yeah.
What we've been listening to.
Yeah.
And this week's Horns Up, we're going to go slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to look back at the 1994 album from The Prodigy, Music for the Jilted Generation.
Hell yeah.
So, should be a good one.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
as always, let's start where we always start, and that's with the news.
With fresh cuts, yeah.
Shall we get the obvious out of the way?
Yes.
It's sunk in.
Yes, I'm still crying.
Machine Head and no more.
Yes.
Well, for now.
Yeah. Yes. So, essentially, those of you who aren't in the know, last week, Machine Head's lead singer, Rob Flynn, posted a video on their YouTube to say that Phil Demmel and Dave McClain, the guitarist and the drummer, have both decided to leave the band. Dave McClain's been with Machine Head since '96, and Demmel's been there since 2002. So, both of whom
are veterans
and had big parts in writing
pretty much everything.
Yeah, through Ashes to Empires, and particularly The Blackening as well, which is what
we've done last episode.
It's like my favourite album of all time.
Do you feel we have any part of the fact that we might have killed them after our review?
I think maybe it was us. Yeah. Maybe it was our fault potentially. Did you see the video?
I did. Yes.
Yeah.
Very heartfelt.
Yeah, I was quite sort of. I mean, Rob Flynn's always been somebody that wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's quite happy to.
Yeah. I think
talk openly, but
I think the fact that when he turned around and said that he knows that he'd been suffocating the band, was just like, well then stop.
Yeah,
stop suffocating them then.
Yeah, but it was quite interesting to me the fact that he was so open and stuff about his foibles and
big time.
You know how he maybe has contributed to that. Do you think they're done?
I don't know whether I'd say done. Or we'll see how the rest of it, because they're going to do the rest of the North American tour. Yeah,
so they're doing the rest of the North American tour as a farewell tour, aren't they?
Essentially, yeah. So, we'll see. I don't know whether Rob will get new people in, or if he might start a new band.
Yeah, I think...
And suffocate them too.
Yeah, I can't see Rob Flynn not being in Machine Head.
No, I can't.
I imagine he will just build the band back up.
Here's another way of looking at it. So they might be done for now.
Mm-hmm.
Reunion tour.
Yeah, maybe.
It seems to be a big thing these days. Everyone says it,
Yeah, we're done.
We're done, and then give it about 4 or 5 years, and then get back together. Whether or not it's a ploy, just to say, let's take a break for now.
To me, I mean, it seems like Phil Demmel and Dave McClain are done. They don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, but I can't imagine. Rob Flynn being out of Machine Head, or Machine Head not being an active band for more than a year.
Oh, big time.
I think within the next 12 months we'll get Machine Head version 2.0.
Yeah,
and there'll be
possibly
Rob and co.
Yeah.
Which in some ways is a real shame, because Phil Demmel, his contribution to Machine Head and the way
all of it.
Yeah. With the way that him and Rob play against each other, and like on things like The Blackening, when they get those dueling guitar solos and things like that on Halo and stuff, it just elevates. He's so good. Like it elevates those songs from being good metal songs to anthems. And Dave McClain's just fucking shit hot, and he's just solid
shit on everything he touches.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. I must admit.
It is a big shame, but hey ho, I'm calling 5 years. Another thing.
Yes.
Now, Metallica. I know
Metallica.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know that in the past, when people like Jason Newsted have talked about doing their own solo stuff, Metallica have shunned it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much they're going to shun this one because Kirk Hammett's just come out and said that he wants to do a solo album.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
No, thank you.
No?
No.
It's just going to be wah-wah.
Yeah, it's just going to be loads of wah-wah. No thanks, Kirk.
He says that he has so much material sitting around that obviously is not Metallica stuff. His pile keeps getting bigger and bigger, and one of these days, when it feels right, he feels like he might release it.
Okay.
So...
Just don't. Just put it on the CD for yourself. I don't really want to hear that.
Well, I'll be interested because I've been going through on Spotify. Each individual has their own playlist.
Right.
And Kirk's is very metal.
Yeah.
Very metal, with the likes of Exodus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, because obviously he's a massive horror fan. So.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Well, wasn't he in? Where did they steal him from? He stole him from Exodus.
They actually stole him from Exodus. Yeah. But no. So he I reckon his solo stuff could be more metal than we think.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being good though. Yeah.
Well, that's it.
He's not a principal songwriter in Metallica, is he?
No, let's face it. He's not. He's not the driving force behind it.
I mean, guitar-wise, yes, obviously, it's a huge impact on him. Like it was his idea to do Master of Puppets in drop D rather than in standard tuning, which sound weird now.
Yeah.
And he came up with the riff to Enter Sandman, and so yes, the man is an absolute fucking legend, but I don't really want to hear him doing like a Frank Sinatra covers album, whatever bullshit he comes up with.
I can only imagine.
Get in the bin, Kirk.
Yeah. Over to you, sir.
Okay. All right. So, I don't know whether the band Harm's Way, hardcore band.
Yes.
Did you see that early last week, they had all of their gear stolen. So they're touring currently with Terror.
Yeah.
Who I was going to review today, but it would just be the sound of me smashing my skull against things. So I thought I wouldn't bother. It is a good album. Their new album's really good, actually. But yeah, they're touring with Terror, and some absolute arse stole all their gear, stole their trailer with all of their gear in it, all their instruments, all their clothes, the lot, and they lost sort of good 20 grand's worth of stuff.
Jesus.
They agreed to continue the tour, despite not having instruments, because Terror and people said, no worries, you can borrow ours. So they sucked it up and they were like, fuck it, we'll carry on. One of the members of Twitching Tongues started a GoFundMe campaign to try and
help get their gear.
Yeah, help get their gear back, basically. Within 4 days, that GoFundMe campaign had donations from the likes of Corey Taylor, Jamie Jaster, and Joe Troman from Fall Out Boy, and had reached 23 grand. Wow. Yeah, at the last time I counted.
Jesus, so basically, there's your gear and some more, mate.
I just think, that's fucking amazing.
That's a community, isn't it? That's a community everybody wants to be a part of.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, let's hope that they can actually get back out there.
Yeah, fair fucking play to them to, say, oh, sod it, we'll keep touring despite the fact that you've had all of your gear nicked.
Yeah.
That would be the point where I had a massive hissy fit and went home and laid in bed.
Right, well, do you want some angry news?
Go on then.
Do you like Gene Simmons? Nobody likes Gene Simmons, do they?
Gene Simmons.
Well, he predicts that there'll be a landslide victory for Trump in 2020.
Does he now?
Yeah. Honestly, nobody gives a shit about you, Gene.
I think Gene Simmons has got to the point where he's so desperate to be in the public eye still, and he does literally fuck all, that he's just taken to going, I'm going to make inflammatory statements about things. I'm just going to go, rock and roll's dead, so that people go, oh, Gene Simmons is a twat. Or Trump's going to win in a landslide. Nobody cares, Gene. You fucking poodle head fuck.
No, that's literally it. So we shall see what happens. I'm not predicting any landslide victories. I don't like the cunt, so...
Well, we don't get to vote, unfortunately.
No.
So,
So yeah.
what we can do is mail boxes of our own feces to him, though.
Yeah.
Just send them straight to the White House with Donald.
Doesn't your dad do that on Twitter anyway to him?
Yeah, pretty much. That's why he signed up to Twitter, so that he can give him abuse. You should have seen his face when I told him that he was like, "Oh, I wish I could send that bloke a message just saying what a twat he is." And I was like, "That's Twitter, Dad." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, just sign up to Twitter. You can send him a message straight away." He was like, "Right, so I'm doing it now."
And everybody feels better.
Yeah.
Anything from you?
Hell yes.
Oh yes.
Hell yes. Rammstein.
Oh yes. Get in.
So Rammstein, they obviously they've been little leaks and bits and pieces throughout the year that they've been in the studio. They've announced that their new album, so their first album in 10 years.
Jesus, is that long?
Yeah, 2009
Jesus.
was Lieberist for Ali Dar. Their first album in 10 years is coming out in spring 2019.
It's funny because they always seem so predominant everywhere. Like, no matter where you are, they're always there.
Yeah.
The last 10 years.
Yeah, they haven't even released an album. And yet they've been touring it, or they've toured it, and then they went on hiatus from 2000.
Yeah, during the what was it? Richard was doing. What was it? Richard was doing. Was it Richard?
Yeah. When he did the Till Lindemann, when he did.
Well, he did that one, didn't he? And the guitarist went off and done.
Yeah, they Emirate.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, they both had their own their little solo projects and stuff, so they sort of went on hiatus. But yeah, I'm fucking well excited about that.
Yeah,
because
big time.
Mostly because I always enjoy a new Rammstein album, but also it means a new stage show.
Oh, gotcha.
Because they write a stage show around each album, so it should be a whole new fucking set
new experience.
Yeah, whole new set of absolute mania on stage.
Well, I know that a few years ago they had issues with insurance companies because insurance companies weren't willing to insure them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because they were setting people on fire and and
nearly the whole buildings.
Yeah, setting people on fire and firing fireworks into the crowd, and Till Lindemann was dancing across the front of the stage on a
giant penis.
Giant foam spurting penis.
Either way.
Yeah, fucking.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, fucking hell, yeah, too right.
The only other thing I got is just recently Ozzy Osbourne's just been hospitalised.
Oh.
Due to an infection, so shows have been postponed.
Oh dear.
But I'm not surprised at that age, and he's a jittery old mess.
He is a jittery old mess. But
I saw him this year at Grass Pop. It was just like watching a man die in front of you.
Mm.
It was horrific.
Yeah, bless his cottons. Obviously, I don't want to hear that he's not very well.
Well, nobody wants to hear that, but at the same time...
But I don't know how the man's not dead already. Like, the amount of fucking drink and drugs...
the amount of drugs he's taken over the years.
Various rodents that he's bitten the heads off of. Like, he surely should have got rabies and died by now.
Pretty much it. No, I agree. Over to you. That's all my
Thanks
news.
for passing to me with a face full of coffee. Yeah, well, something I did read that I thought was quite interesting was Trey Cool, the drummer from Green Day.
Yes.
Has started a side project.
Oh, really?
Yes, called Dead Mermaids.
Dead Mermaids, I like it.
And they are a death metal band. He's the vocalist and drummer.
Okay.
Yeah, he said that they're a mixture between Death Clock from Metalocalypse. I can't say it.
Metalocalypse.
That TV show. Mixture between them and Tenacious D.
Right. So it's death metal with a laugh.
It's death metal with a very big tongue in your cheek, which makes sense from him because his part in Green Day has always been a little bit of the jester, hasn't it? He was always the kind of like,
look at me.
Yeah, look at me. I'm taking the piss out of you. Ha 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 ha. Not Jared Leto's Joker, but
no. That was just a shambles completely.
Yeah. The new one looks good though.
I've not seen the new one.
Ooh.
Interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, with what's his name? Not River Phoenix. He's dead. He's proper dead.
He's proper dead.
The other one, Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I haven't got any other news.
I haven't got any other news. I can make some stuff up. Oh yeah. I did read that Gene Simmons is a cunt.
Gene Simmons is a cunt.
Yeah.
That's not news, that's just fact.
Scientific fact.
We've spent hours in a lab trying to work that out. Anyway.
Stephen Hawking told me.
Let's get over to what we've been listening to this week.
Yeah, okie dokie.
Mind if I start this week?
You crack on.
So this week I've got a new album from The Black Queen.
Ah, yes.
With Infinity Games. And now this is the second album released by the trio, with the lead singer being Greg
from the Dillinger Escape Plan.
And I don't know if you heard the first album, but I was all over that. Very big.
I didn't hear the first album. I do know that obviously the Dillinger Escape Plan are
they were
mathy, techie,
experimental,
spazzy kind of experimental metal band.
Yeah.
Which are incredibly heavy, and the Black Queen was much more of a
pop
80s electro pop band.
Exactly. Well, I love that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, as you say, that album was very synth orientated pop 80s music.
Yeah.
With a lot of catchy songs on that. This one is still the exact same, but not so much catchy. It's very more of an ambient sort of album.
Right, okay.
So
I did listen to one of the tracks. I don't know what it was. It came up on my release radar a couple of weeks ago on Spotify. And I really liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like something from the soundtrack to Drive, or
pretty much it.
Like some sort of 80s inspired Blade Runner-y type film.
Yeah. Well, the what I've taken from this is it's more of a 9 Inch Nails sounding album.
The ambient side of 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Not the pretty hate.
No, not the pretty. No, but the thing is with it is it makes a lot of sense because Joshua Estes.
The what?
I can't remember his name. Joshua Estes. Either way, he's a former member of 9 Inch Nails. Hence why, it sounds as 9 Inch as it does.
Yes.
But to me, it's a very sexy, sleazy album.
Nice.
It is, again, as I say, I'm a big fan of the 80s pop and synth sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I want to say something like Joy Division and stuff like that.
Okay.
Then, this is very much it.
This is not the first time Joy Division are going to come up today.
Oh, really?
Weirdly enough, no.
Oh, how bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay, so, that's basically them. And, I'm in love with it.
I do need to give it a really good listen, I must admit. I've heard other people review it and say that it's a little bit less immediate than the last album.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Getting used to.
It is, but as I said, it's an ambient sort of album.
Yeah.
It's just something you'd stick on in the background.
Yeah.
But it is worth a listen to.
Yeah.
So, get on that. So that's The Black Queen with Infinite Games.
Swish.
Over to you.
Right, okay, so the first album that I started listening to, I'm not going to review today. I'm just going to briefly talk about it because me and you've had a discussion about taking this podcast weekly.
Yes, we have.
As opposed to bi-weekly. So I'm going to leave it until next week.
Okay.
Because I think there's too much to this album.
Yeah.
For me to go, I've had it since Friday, and that is the new Behemoth album. I loved You at Your Darkest. I started listening to it. I've listened to it a few times. I can say it's fucking great. I can't really tell you much more about it at the minute though, because there's too much going on.
Yeah, it's another one where you're going to have to take the week to listen to it.
Yes, so I am going to take a week to listen to it, and then I am going to give my professional thoughts on it.
I look forward to it.
Next week, yeah.
But in the meantime...
I will talk about one that I have been listening to that I am going to review. Low Lives.
Brilliant, yes.
So, Low Lives are a kind of grungy garage rock band. that's made up from members of the Defiled,
Yeah.
No Devotion, who
Yeah.
were the band that sort of span out of the absolute fucking mess that became of Lost Prophets because of that.
No, that's
absolute
true.
prick. And another member from the Ataris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so obviously this got me interested because we're big Defiled fans.
Big
which
time.
is,
Stitch D was always,
yeah.
you know.
So Stitch D was the lead singer of the Defiled, and we were big fans of them.
Yeah.
He has decided not to. He's decided to call himself Lee Villain now rather than Stitch D.
Yeah. I like that still. Lee Villain.
Yeah.
Lavinian.
But yeah, he started a kind of grungy, garagey rock band, like the kind of in the sort of vein of kind of Nirvana, really.
Yeah, essentially. No, he has that sort of esque to it.
Yeah,
it's a big influence.
Yeah, which is a massive like departure from the Defiled because obviously they were very industrial and
just dark and grim.
Yeah, whereas this is much more upbeat and much more kind of bouncy and energetic, I suppose, in some respects.
Jilted to the teenage sort of people.
Yeah, well, yeah. People that can remember the 90s. They're not teenagers. So yeah, they've released a 4-track EP called Burn Forever.
Yeah.
I will say it's 4 tracks, however, 2 of them are the same track. Burn Forever is the opening track and is also the closing track as an acoustic.
Oh, okay.
But it's really fucking good. It's really solid, rock, like grungy rock music. It's fucking chock full of massive choruses.
Yeah.
Like really crusty riffs. And these just like properly thudding kind of drums. It's really energetic. It's really good. Like Lee has got an ability, he had it in the Defiled, he's got an ability to write huge vocal hooks. Like massive sing-along choruses and massive kind of stick in your head melodies.
Yeah.
He can do that for days. Even when he's screeching his head off, he can do that. And he does it on this so brilliantly well. Like the the chorus to Burn Forever, the opening track, is fucking ginormous. Yeah. It's so good, yeah. It really is really catchy. And the second track dips a little bit, which is kind of unfortunate if it's 4-track EP. It's a good song, but it's...
Yeah, I suppose they're just experimenting at this point, aren't they, really? Let's face it, on an EP, that's what you could do.
Yeah, and then Thieves, the 3rd track, again, is kind of very snotty and punky.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's really good, yeah, it's really good.
I'm really loving the whole snotty sort of punk elements that are out in music at the moment.
Yeah. Well, they do it really well. This is, I mean, if... Basically, this song, this album, EP, every one of their songs sounds like a kind of fist-pumping kind of war cry. They're all like battle anthems, if you like.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
It's that kind of punk where it's like a bit like Hatebreed, where you just want to everyone get together and stick your fists in the air and just go fuck off, like it's us versus you, like yeah, it's great. The acoustic version of Burn Forever is really good as well. It really changes the song.
Yeah.
I'm usually not a huge fan of sticking like an acoustic version of a song on an album. I'm like, if it's an acoustic song, make it an acoustic song. If it's not, then don't. Like, but it's actually very good. It really changes the ambience and the kind of it really changes the tone of the song.
Yeah.
And Lee, when he goes kind of soft and sort of whispery almost with his voice, he's got a little bit of Rob Flynn about him.
Oh, right, okay.
You know how when Rob Flynn sings kind of sweetly and kind of tries, and he sings kind of...
So on the Locust album, essentially. Yeah.
He still sounds really menacing.
Yeah.
And really kind of like you're being stalked. Like
I love it.
And Lee's got that same kind of quality. He'll sing these kind of sweet kind of tones, but he's just the way he phrases things. It always sounds a little bit like he's kind of ready to stab you.
Oh god, that is menacing.
Yeah, it's really.
So therefore, he should become the new Joker.
Yes, he'd be great at it.
I think he would.
Yeah, but yeah, it's really. I mean, considering it's only 4 songs, it's not going to take up your whole day to listen to. I think it's only about fucking 16, 17 minutes or something in total.
Give it a whirl.
Definitely give it a whirl. Like, particularly if you like Nirvana and.
If you're a massive grunge fan.
If you're a massive grunge fan, this is just like massively up the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's Low Lives, Burn Forever.
Burn Forever. Nice one. I'm going to go off on another sort of direction now.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously I've gone with the pop sort of 80s influence. I'm now going to go back to the 60s.
Okay.
So, Brant Bjork has released a solo album with Mankind Woman. So, Brant Bjork was he's a singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist from he was in the stoner band Caius.
Yeah.
So definitely not what the sort of thing he'd be doing now.
Yeah.
He has now given an album like a throwback to the 60s, sort of very Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan, MC5, that sort of era.
Yeah.
So fuzzy guitars, massive sort of distorted bass lines and stuff like that. And I'll tell you what, it's all right if you want the nostalgia, the nostalgic effect of listening to that old album. If it was, it definitely gives you a sound of what it would have been like in today's sort of world.
Yeah.
Still
well,
very
modern production values and things like that, but with that
but still with that sort of so it's very clean, it's very polished.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think for me, I'm not going to be a massive fan of this because, I mean, I can give a nod back to Hendrix. I'd happily give a listen back to it.
Yeah.
But new music these days sounding like it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan, but you know, if it's something like if you're still wearing flares or picking daisies,
yeah,
then you're going to love this.
But I'll let Chris know.
Yeah, you best have to let Chris know. I'll tell you what, he'd probably love this album.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, it is a great album to chill out. And if you don't know what you want to listen to, give it a whirl. Because, it could be something that you might enjoy.
Yeah.
But it's not something that's going to pick you up and slap you in the face. It's not sort of massive on, like, hooks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is just very much just like a nod back to the 60s, essentially.
Yeah.
But, I did like it, but I'm putting it on here because it's just different, and I think people want something different.
Yeah, too right. And what's that album? Who's it by? What's the name?
Brant Bjork.
Brant Bjork. What's the name of the album?
Mankind Woman.
Mankind Woman.
Mankind Woman. Yes.
Ah.
So give it a listen. It's different.
Chamon.
Right.
I've been waiting for this.
Or can we go left?
Been waiting for this. I'm going to get on my fucking soapbox now.
That's right. I've got one more after this, so.
It might be a while. Okay. So next album that I've been listening to quite a lot. Is the new Black Peaks album.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Okay. I'm just going to leave the room for about half an hour. I'll come back, yeah?
It's probably best. Okay, so Black Peaks have released their second album, All That Divides. It's the follow-up to 2016's album Statues,
which was
fantastic. It was very critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
People were absolutely raving about this band and about that album.
And for all good reason.
Yep. Album number 2 is notoriously a stumbling block for lots and lots and lots of bands.
Yeah. This is now the direction to see which way you're going to go.
Exactly, yeah. It's, what kind of band are you? You have all of your life to write album number 1, and then you have to write album number 2 within a matter of a year or so.
With the man looming over you.
Exactly. So, have they managed to release an album of similar quality? Fuck yes.
I just saw you've got a massive boner right now.
Yeah. this is the only album I've listened to this year with an inkling of being my album of the year.
Really?
Mole. This and Mole are in a fist fight.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
this could well be my favourite album this year. It is phenomenally good. It's astounding how good this album is, honestly. They have this amazing ability to switch between like beautiful and serene and then anvil heavy. Like
Nice.
just on a sixpence. They
not Anvil the band.
Not Anvil the band, no. But they can just flick it like on a switch. Just there's much more prog in this album than there is in Statues.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of bands that I'm going to compare them to sonically, which are not, well, they're not comparisons you'd make lightly, but 100%. Like, so the three bands that I would say, if somebody said to me, what does this album sound like? What might I have heard that sounds like it? Mastodon, Porcupine Tree, and Tool.
That's an eclectic sound.
Yeah.
Oh.
But also you'll notice that Mastodon, Porcupine Tree, Tool are absolutely phenomenal bands.
This isn't the first time we're going to talk about prog either.
And I wouldn't... It's not like Mastodon, Tool... this sounds mental, but considering they're on album number 2. But those three bands are not leagues ahead of Black Peaks.
No.
Black Peaks are already... sonically are already in that fucking argument. They already have a dog in that fight.
Yeah.
Like, for being a band of that quality, they're that good.
Fucking hell. So it's essentially on album number 2, we could even see them in arenas soon.
I'd love that. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is not. I was going to say it's not like a casual rock fans kind of album, but actually there is a lot about it that a casual rock fan could get into.
Yeah, I think when you could take the comparison of like Mastodon, Porcupine Tree, and stuff like that, you know, although people see it as being a very complex sort of sounding bands, but they do very easy listening.
Yeah, and Black Peaks have nailed that. They've nailed that ability to go from really complex and really layered and intricate music. Yeah. But with these kind of soaring melodies and these kind of sing-along moments that like just will get in your brain and will not leave. Yeah. Will, their vocalist, is outstanding on this record. Like he's got this Chino from Deftones ability. Like, you know how Chino on a record, he can kind of... He's almost like... His vocals sometimes are almost just like fog. Yeah. They're just like around the music, but they're not really... They're kind of almost in the background and they're just like floating around and you can sort of hear them and... Oh, that's cool. And then all of a sudden it becomes the biggest thing in the song. Yeah. Like, Will does that a lot on this album. Okay. There's bits where his kind of... The musicality of everything going on is... like forefront and he's kind of floating over the top of it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he'll switch and it will just be his vocals are the absolute driving force and the bloke can sing beautifully and scream and yell like a stabbed animal. Like shit. It is savage. When he goes, it is savagely heavy. Yeah. It's fantastic. And
I'm guessing that on top of the technicality of what the music is...
Mate, it's ridiculous. It's scary that they're on album 2 and they're that good. Yeah. Genuinely.
Big things then for them.
Yeah. I've made loads of notes. There's a song called Ether on it, which is an amazing song in an album of amazing songs. Yeah. But, like, they've got this... It's got this thick, swampy guitar and bass tone to it. Like, it starts off quite ambient and then these kind of thick thudding bass and guitar come in. But then they're accompanied by these, like, beautiful sort of plucked strings over the top. And it gives you those two sides of, like, it's bizarre. It's bizarre how good it is. I'm not going to keep banging on about that song, but the content of this album seems very much. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't. It's not masked in loads of metaphor. It's quite upfront, and it basically, this record sounds lyrically and stuff. It sounds quite desperate almost. This album sounds like a plea to people to stop being dickheads.
Yeah.
Like, basically, there's a lot of the themes of this album is about xenophobia and this kind of right wing. It's a bit. It sounds a bit of a commentary on this kind of right wing political kind of view that seems to be circulating all over the place at the minute. I mean, there's a song called "Home," which is sung from the point of view of a refugee.
Okay.
Like fleeing their home to try and find safety.
Yeah.
And being, like encountering small-minded dickheads going, "Get out of my country! Like, you're taking my jobs." Like,
they're gonna take our jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I could probably bang on for another 45 minutes just about this album and all the little different bits and stuff.
But as a whole,
I won't.
It's massive.
People might get bored. It is fucking phenomenal, mate. It really is brilliant.
Well, seeing as it's already a contender of your album of the year, then I'd be interested to hear this one.
Oh, it's just fucking so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Go and listen to it. It's Black Peak's new album, All That Divides.
All That Divides.
Yeah.
Nice. Right, well, I've got one other album now, which... Now, for me, if people know me, this band are massive to me.
Yeah.
I've grown up with this band and I fucking love them.
Yeah.
Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, yeah.
With The Unheavenly Creature. Now, for me, Coheed and Cambria have been a band that a lot of people take from it as like releasing good singles, like Welcome Home, The Suffering, 10 Speed. That's all off of one album though. Therefore, the other albums haven't sounded as, catchy. But the thing I've taken from them is they are essentially a prog-sounding band.
Yeah, 100%
Massively prog band. The thing is I know lots of people aren't going to take songs from this.
Yeah.
Because for me, the thing that annoys me the most with Coheed and Cambria is people want those catchy songs.
Yeah.
But this is a journey.
Okay.
The whole album is a journey. And to, tell you how long the journey is, it's 79 minutes long. It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Fucking hell, that is a long ass
It's
album.
a long ass album. It's 15 songs long, averaging at about 5 minutes a song.
Yeah.
So it's a long sounding album. But this album is massive.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought I would say that I would hear an album as big as what they've done in the past from, is it, I'm trying to think of the name of it now.
The one with Welcome Home on it?
Yeah, Good Apollo.
Good Apollo, yeah.
Yeah.
With the most ridiculously long name in the world.
Yeah.
Good Apollo and Burning Stars on the
Star 4, Volume 1,
hole. Yeah.
from Fear Through the Eyes of Madness.
Yeah, fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously this is, that was a 2-part album. I have the feeling that they're going to be doing the same again.
Right.
Because Claudio is, if people don't know, Claudio is a comic book writer.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And he has done some amazing comic books.
Yeah.
And
well, Coheed and Cambria itself, like the bands themselves, are based on a story that he came up with.
Yeah.
About that are called Coheed and Cambria, and they are characters in this huge kind of Star Wars-esque kind of epic.
That's exactly it.
Thing. Yeah. So he's geeky that his band is based on a story that he wrote about Star Wars, essentially.
To a degree.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, for a band that have done you know, who hasn't been around so much. I'm not going to lie, their last album wasn't exactly brilliant. The Colour Before the Sun.
Yeah.
It was very much like an ode to like our teenage days.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably annoy you now.
Go on.
I only know Welcome Home. That is the only song of theirs that I actually know or have listened to.
Really?
Yeah. And that's only because of Guitar Hero.
Jesus Christ. Where have you been?
I don't know.
That song came out in 2005.
Good song, though.
It's a fucking quality song. Don't get me wrong. But you're not going to find that sort of song on here with the sweeping guitar solos and stuff like that. It is a journey. But songs that do stand out on this are songs like Toys. What else was there? There was The Suffering? No, that was on...
That was on The Suffering.
Sorry, what am I on about? Old Flames, The Gutter... they're all massive songs.
Yeah.
And are predominantly what I would call the singles.
Yes, yeah.
But for me, you have to listen to this beginning to end.
Yeah.
Because it is a story. It's not got the typical verse, solo.
Yeah.
It is all a prog.
Right.
It's a journey. It's a story. And for me, I also find that it's just something I can put on in the background, chill to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it still has production of being grand, massive. So
good, but not grabbed you like by the balls and
not in the sense of, you know.
But is it that kind of?
It's not. You're not looking for riffs on this. You're not looking for hooks and stuff. You're looking for a journey.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you have to take into the fact that it's a prog band.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that with Porcupine Tree.
Yeah.
You know, because Porcupine Tree are again a band that take you on another journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's how I'm finding it. And to me, this is going to sound absurd, but I'm finding these to be like a modern day Rush.
Okay. Yeah, I think Claudio would be over the moon with that comparison because he is a huge Rush fan.
Yeah, he is massively so.
If you could call him like the Luke Skywalker of modern day Rush, I would.
And then you put Geddy Lee as being Anakin Skywalker.
He'd probably cream his jeans.
Probably.
Yeah.
Essentially it. Oh, dear. But no, again, as I say, I fucking love this album. It's fantastic.
Cool.
And, you know, I've only had it for 2 days. And I've really intensely listened to it, and it's been fucking quality.
Well, on that review, I might well go and listen to it and broaden my horizons to more than one Coheed Cabria song.
Mate, there's so much out there, just not the last album.
Right, okay. But this new album...
This new album is...
worth listening.
Yeah, Vaxis Act 1, The Heavenly Creatures.
Just call it, like, album 4 or something. Just stop
This is their 9th album.
Call it album 9. Call it the Black Album.
9 albums.
Everyone should have a Black Album.
Here's the thing. 9 albums, you've heard one song.
Yeah. So they've got more music. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Exactly. Have you got any more?
Yes. Yes, I have. So, right, okay, this album I'm going to do a little bit of waffling, because I like that.
I like a good waffle.
So, I discovered the band I'm about to review.
Yeah.
I discovered them back in 2015.
Right.
Graham from Shadow Flag.
Yeah.
He challenged me to this, to take part in this Instagram campaign that was going on. That was used this hashtag MWE, and I can't remember what it stood for, like music wankers every time or something. Basically, the idea was throughout February of that year, 2015, you had to listen to an album that you'd never heard before. You had to listen to it in full every day throughout February.
Okay.
So 28 albums in a month.
28 albums, 28 days.
Yeah. So I did it. The first album that I picked, and I can't really remember why. I think I heard him on a podcast. It might have been listening
Tina Turner.
I think I was listening to Scroobius Pip, and he might have mentioned them, and I was like, I'm going to give him a bash. So the first album I picked was a band called Fucked Up.
Oh, yes.
And I listened to their 2014 album, Glass Boys, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
It was this kind of lovely, like, hardcore album that was like Hatebreed meets Rancid meets alt rock, all put into this kind of upbeat, bouncy, energetic album.
Yeah.
So when they released a new album, Dose Your Dreams, and I pressed play, that's what I expected. What I didn't expect was to listen to the most batshit mental thing I've ever reviewed for this podcast.
Really?
Yes.
Hence why the band's called Fucked Up.
The band's called Fucked Up. The album is called Dose Your Dreams.
Okay, so I'm expecting an LSD trip or something here.
And you are not wrong. Right. To start with, this is a double album. This is an 18-song double album from the Canadian hardcore 6-piece band, right?
Shout out to all the Canadians.
Yeah.
Hi, Luke.
So, I mean, that in itself is fucking mental, that a hardcore band releases an 18-song double album. Like...
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only that, okay, so it opens with this kind of... It opens with strings and a piano and this sort of really floaty female vocal over the top of it.
Okay.
And it sounds like the scene from Watership Down when the rabbit is tripping its balls off.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fuck, how can you compare something from Metal World to
Watership Down? Well, that is the best comparison I've got. Honestly, you know the bit... Do you know the scene I'm on about?
Yeah, I know.
There's the rabbit and he's tripping his nuts off.
Yeah.
And he's seeing all these other weird ghost rabbits and shit. Yeah, it's that. It's the audio equivalent of that scene. It is fucking insane.
I've got a challenge for anybody who can find that song and put that over the top.
That'd be amazing. So it starts with that, and then it kicks into this bouncy, snot-nosed, rancid kind of punk song.
Yeah.
And I was like, aha! There we go. This is what I expected. That's about a minute in. So that kicks in, and I was like, oh, thank. So the vocals become way more than what I was expecting. Like it's like this gravel throat. He's got a really gravelly kind of like half shout, half scream to his vocals that is right out my street. So I thought, oh, cool. This is going to be a cool 18-track hardcore album full of bouncy, fucking big punk songs. No, it's not.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the album cover for Dose Your Dreams.
Right.
I'm seeing a huge smiley face.
Okay, so the huge smiley face is going to come up right now.
Okay.
If you know your comic books. So, it is fucking bonkers. This goes from being a soundtrack to Watchmen.
Okay.
Do you remember, like the comic, obviously, the Watchmen, and so you've got that kind of, it's got like 80s inspired crusty punk songs. It's got full industrial songs, like fully electronic and industrial tracks. Like genuinely, this album, it sounds really British in some respects as well. This album, there's a lot of like British, clearly like British inspired songs on it. Genuinely, this could be the soundtrack to like the Full Monty meets Human Traffic kind of 90s. But basically, this is the soundtrack to a British film based in the 90s about people getting off their tree and listening to alternative music.
This is all linking quite nicely to our horns up.
Yeah. And I didn't even realise when I started listening. I was like, what the fuck? Honestly, this album is so bonkers. When I was like, it sounds like you've been drinking out-of-date Lemsip. Okay. Like, I was like, am I tripping? Like, am I tripping balls here? Like, have I eaten...
Have you actually...
Yeah, are those mushrooms that were in the fridge, like, magic? Because I could not fucking... I could not keep up with this album. It was all over the place. It goes from a late 80s electro pop, like...
See, this is the stuff I live for, the sort of fucked up stuff, because...
Mate, and, like, hence the band name. Like, they were not lying. So trying to describe... I was thinking of the best way to try and describe this album for people so that I could review it. It is like the audio equivalent of trying to grip onto a wet bar of soap. Like, every time you think you've got, like, a handle on it and you go, oh, I know what this is now, it goes pop,
pop, and
then you're running off after it again and it's somewhere down a fucking rabbit hole about, like... What I will say is, it sounds like I'm being quite negative, because it does...
No. Far from it. I think it's very positive in a lot of senses.
What amazes me about this album is genuinely they span all sorts of genres, like, but they do all of them fucking brilliantly.
Yeah.
Like, none of this sounds like it's out of their wheelhouse. None of it sounds like a punk band trying to sound like Stone Roses or trying to sound like Joy Division. It is a punk band that just sound like Joy Division.
Yeah.
That just sound like the Stone Roses. There's, like, they replicate stuff. They're like magpies. They seem to, like, take, like, Pretty Hate Machine era 9 Inch Nails and take that sound and just make it their own.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like...
No, that's very interesting, because it's just, to me, from the sounds of things, like, I've not even listened to the album, and already I can't get a handle on any of it.
No, and you won't. You'll listen to all 18 tracks and go, oh, well, I don't really know what happened there. I like it. I like what happened. But it's like having concussion. You were in that kind of floaty space.
The only comparison, and band-wise, I can get a slight grip to this, Rado Tomassi.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Okay, yeah, they're probably... Yeah. That's probably a good shout. A little bit of Pagan in there.
Oh, yeah.
Just in the sense that they kind of... They're genre mashers,
yeah.
if you like. It's really interesting, this album. It is so worth listening to. Icing on the cake.
Go on.
The song Normal People, which is a fucking great song, by the way. It's weird, but really great song. Sax solo.
Yes. More sax.
Yes.
This year is the year of the sax.
Yeah.
I think I've already got my horns up for... Not my horn... Well, my awards sorted out for Hero of the Year.
Yeah.
The saxophone.
Yeah, sexy sax guy. Yeah, I mean, this is an album well worth listening to. If you like your music with a healthy dose of schizophrenia, then this is your album. Yeah, I'd go and listen to it. It is.
I'm actually salivating at the idea of this album.
Yeah, it is really good. So the band are called Fucked Up, and the album is called Dose Your Dreams.
And it's now in my playlist.
Good.
Well, that's my journey home sorted.
Anything else you'd like to listen to talk about?
I'll give a quick nod out.
Oh yeah.
To the New Architects song.
I'm ashamed to say I haven't listened to it yet.
I know, and I came here expecting you to fully listen to that.
To be jumping up and down and doing backflips.
Pretty much, because it's a fucking belter of a song.
Is it?
Mate, it is so...
Royal Beggars is the name of the song.
Royal Beggars, that's the one. And it is very sort of heavily hooked. Very bouncy sort of sound to it. I don't know, like, the riffing on it is just massive.
Insane, isn't it?
It's just... And after hearing Hereafter as well. Yeah. That is...
Did you listen? You went and listened to it?
I went and listened to it.
So fucking good, isn't it?
It's so good. And
this album, I think, is genuinely going to be massive.
Yeah.
I'm gutted, I must admit, on the Architects front. I'm really gutted. Me and my brother Steve wanted to go and see him, but we saw him at Brixton. That was, at the time, that was the biggest venue they played. And then we went and saw him at Ali Pali, which is, at the time, the biggest venue they played. The Wembley tickets are sold out.
Have they?
Yeah.
I was about to say.
They're sold out, but annoyingly, there is a shitload already on, like, StubHub and...
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go on StubHub.
Yeah.
I found a new website for that.
Oh, yeah.
Hello Twickets.
Hello Twickets, yeah, that's a good...
Twickets are quality, because it is...
Twickets is the name of it.
Twickets is the name of it.
Yeah.
It's just fan to fan.
Yeah.
pay no more than what the face value of the ticket is.
Yeah, that is the way to do it, guys. Like, don't give these fucking idiots like StubHub and like Get Me
Ticketmaster.
In and Ticketmaster make enough money. They fucking charge you like £8 to book a fucking £15 ticket. Like, and they don't. You have to print the bastard at home anyway.
Exactly.
Like, robbing fucks.
Exactly.
Quite frankly, and I'm kind of I'm fucked up. I'm strop. I'm having a strop.
You're having a strop
because.
But then again, it is daylight robbery.
Yeah, I want to go and see Architects at Wembley because I love them.
Yeah.
And I can't go and see them now because some dog's ass has booked 600 tickets and is now selling them for 4 times the price.
Exactly.
So thank you, you fuck biscuit.
And we'll leave it at that for this week.
Yes.
And now we'll head over to Horns Up.
Yeah.
Which is a very, I'm going to say, controversial one in some ways.
It's a very different album.
So the album we're reviewing this week is the Prodigy's
second album.
Second album, sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of distortion in the background. But hey ho.
What are you doing in there, John?
Just going to call John out on the pod.
Sorry, peek behind the curtain. My very noisy housemate is in the freezer. I imagine he's cooking scampi. He's got his trousers down. That is a peek behind the curtain I didn't want.
No, that's definitely not it.
Yeah. Let's close the curtain.
Anyway, the album is the Prodigy's music
for the jilted generation. Yeah.
And let's just start by saying it is another LSD trip from the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously it's their second album.
Yeah, so this is their second album, released in 1994.
Yeah.
Just to give you, I thought I'd have a little look at what was going on in 1994. So just to give you a kind of heads up of I've got the top 10 singles from that year. Okay, these are the biggest singles from that year. Number 1 in the UK, by the way, not everywhere, but number 1, Wet Wet Wet. Love Is All Around. Number 2, Wigfield, Saturday Night. Number 3, All For One, I Swear. Number 4, Pato Banton, Baby Come Back. Number 5, D-Ream, Things Can Only Get Better. Number 6, Bon Jovi, Always. Number 7, Mariah Carey, Without You. Number 8, Let Loose, Crazy For You. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Number 9, Man United, the football team. Come On You Reds.
Really?
Yeah, that was the 9th biggest selling single in the UK in 1994. And number 10, Ace of Base, The Sign.
Right, so we're talking just absolute trash.
We are talking like the peak of that kind of European inspired
music.
candy cane pop. Yeah, just shit.
Yeah.
Real shit. And then the Prodigy dropped this.
And would like spaff.
Yeah.
Let's just because so I'm going to put why we're talking about this.
Yeah.
So to me, you listen to this and you go, well, this is a 90s inspired rave album.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are such huge nods to the metal scene on this.
Yeah, 100%.
Such huge, like in a couple of the songs, there's some big sort of guitar riffs over the top of songs like I think it's Voodoo People.
Yeah.
You know, let's say no more because Voodoo People is fucking.
That's a Nirvana riff.
Yeah, essentially it.
Yeah, no, it is.
Oh,
no,
actually, it is.
It actually is. The riff at the start of Voodoo People is sampled. Liam Howlett sampled Nirvana's Very Ape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fair enough.
I mean, the reason I wanted to talk about this album when we were chatting about what to do this week is, like you said, yes, this is a rave album. Yes, this is a dance album, but there is. I mean, Liam Howlett came out and said that this is heavily influenced, despite being a rave album, because like at this time in 1994, the Prodigy were just stepping out of the underground rave scene.
That's right.
Like they weren't a big kind of they weren't the Prodigy weren't the arena selling kind of festival headliners that they are now. They were
just coming
an
out
underground, very popular but underground rave act.
Yeah.
Only two of them actually had any input in the music, so it was Liam Howlett and Maxim.
Yeah.
Like I know Keith is like the crazy haired like frontman now, but he wasn't at the time. He was a dancer.
Yeah, he was the one who was snorting all the drugs and.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but yeah. So just like as background, obviously this came out of the sort of rave scene, the underground rave scene.
Yeah.
This year, in 1994, the Criminal Justice and Public Order Act was released.
Okay.
As part of that, they outlawed underground raves.
Yeah.
Like, they made raves in, like, the way that it was done in barns and farms and God knows what else. They made that illegal.
That's right. Hence the song Their Law.
Yeah, yeah. This, and I was just about to say, this album clearly is a middle finger to
big time
authority and to the kind of government and things like that.
And this is why I imagine off the back of calling it the jilted generation was exactly what it was. It's like a heads up and saying this is the music for our people.
Yeah, yeah. You and the fact that like I don't think it's any accident that Liam Howlett made this album the way he did. He said that he'd got bored by this point with rave.
Yeah.
He said that rave music had become kind of stale and the same, and he wanted something that was more energetic and had more fire about it. So he was listening to Rage Against the Machine a lot, and Public Enemy and Dr. Dre and things like that. Like he was
he's
Chronic.
Musically eclectic.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is quite eclectic as well. Like there is fucking all sorts of stuff on this album.
Now, for me, my biggest selling point of this album was No Good. Like even today, that song is so massive. And is. I think if you could take the message from the song, I know it's the same lyrics over and over again.
Yeah.
But for me, it speaks to me. It speaks to what's happened in the past, and it's a massive fuck you to the people you hate.
Yeah, this whole album is a massive middle finger to everyone. That isn't like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone that's against you. This. What I really fucking love about the Prodigy is their the absolute stones on them. Like they could not. Liam Howlett is an actual musical genius.
Oh, big time.
He could not give a shit what you think about his albums. He could not give a shit about what you think, and this goes to everyone, about the sound of his album or what he does. He just wants to do what he wants to do, and he's like, I'm going to make the music I want to.
Yeah.
Couldn't give a fuck whether you're going to listen to it or not. I mean, there's like you said, there's obviously massive influences from the metal community, and like 9 Inch Nails are clearly a big influence as well. Like if you listen to the song Poison, like that could be a 9 Inch Nails song. That kind of dirty, dark, like it kind of sounds like an abandoned subway tunnel, doesn't it? It's just filthy.
Oh, it is.
It sounds filthy. It's great. I just love the fact that they fucking splice genres together. And this is considering that their first album is a full-on, like, rave album.
Yeah.
Like, it is a full-on, dancey, plinky-plonky kind of electronic rave album. To go from that to make songs like Out of Space.
Oh, yeah, on the next album.
No, that was on the first album.
Was it on the first
album?
album?
Out of Space was on the first album, the Prodigy Experience. And... like, to go from that to Their Law and Break and Enter and things like that is fucking, like...
Oh, it's just so much filth.
It is a massive, like, jump.
Oh, it huge. Is, like, in the sense of...
it's like it's the equivalent of Fall Out Boy releasing their next album and sounding like Decapitated.
Yeah,
like
I was just about to say something more death metal.
Yeah, that's what it would be. That's the equivalent. They went from being this kind of underground rave act that were like very kind of neon and shiny and like wah,
Yeah.
to this filthy, like underground, dirgy, like kind of punk band.
Well, this is it. This is the dance equivalent of punk.
Yeah, I think that this is the point where the Prodigy started to become. I mean, they're almost considered a metal band now, because
big time.
Like,
and I think
we've adopted them.
Yeah, and what started also blowing up in the metal world, what started blowing up big time at this was a lot of black metal, a lot of death metal, as we were saying.
1994, yeah.
So we've got
Korn.
Yeah, and Korn. So we've got stuff like Cannibal Corpse, The Bleeding, Burn My Eyes from Machine Head, Transylvanian Hunger by Dark Throne, Far Beyond Driven, Pantera. You know,
but and you can hear like things like Pantera. You can hear on this album like that kind of swing that Pantera have got.
Oh, big time, yeah.
What interests me, like obviously we've kind of embraced the Prodigy. They've become our band, haven't they? Like the metal rock community.
The metal rock world have
gone.
Well, they've gone,
no, they're ours now.
Well, yeah. I mean, they've headlined Download now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and for a band to headline Download that aren't metal is a big thing.
Yeah, 100%. But I think, I don't know about you, but I think it is that it's more their attitude than it is anything else. It's that I couldn't give a shit what you think. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Punk as fuck attitude. They're more punk than Henry Rollins. Like they are.
Pretty much. You know, in the sense of music wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Can you hear any like? Because to me, not only are they influenced by metal, to me they've influenced metal bands.
Yeah, no, big time. I think if you look at I'm trying to think of more sort of dancey sort of metal, like Crossfaith.
Yeah.
You know, that's people like them, Skindred.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think without the Prodigy, you wouldn't have people like Skindred, because you wouldn't have those genre splicing kind of.
No, you wouldn't do. So here's. I'm going to throw a controversial one out here. Do you believe that this could have been the start point for nu metal?
No.
No.
I think nu metal started before this.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think nu metal. You could probably trace nu metal back to.
The only one song that goes nu metal for me before this was when Anthrax teamed with Public Enemy.
Yeah.
So that's the only sort of point I would say nu metal could have started at. But I have a good feeling that this has a heavy dose of that in it.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. There is I think nu metal. Obviously, Korn released their first album in '94 as well. So this was released around the same sort of time. So it probably didn't influence Korn, but I think what came afterwards, particularly that kind of second wave of things when people started throwing in electronica, and I think Crossfaith and Skindred, like you said, I think they're two fucking perfect examples. Yeah. You don't get those bands if you don't have the Prodigy. To the point where Crossfaith covered the Prodigy.
Yeah.
And it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's a metal song.
Well, yeah, they did Omen.
Omen's a metal song, but it's played by a punky electronic band.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
And the only other thing I was going to say was dubstep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, dubstep is another genre that the metal community have taken and arguably say taken with their own arms. But I think that, again, without the Prodigy, you wouldn't have things like dubstep. Because it's another punkier element of saying, you know, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, and people like...
It's heavy and aggressive. And that's the thing. Like, this is the point where dance music... Like, the Prodigy are the band.
Yeah.
The fact that we call them a band is props enough. Like,
yeah.
Because they're not a band.
It's
Liam Howlett and some MCs.
Yeah.
But they are the band that turned, like, dance music...
Oh, yeah, on its head.
Well, they turned it from being, like, in a field, off your tree, bouncing around, to...
Reading and Leeds, Download.
Yeah, they turned it from that to I can mosh to this.
Yeah.
Like their songs. That's the kind of barometer. If you want to know whether or not they are a rock band or they deserve a place as a rock or metal band, can you mosh to their songs?
Yes.
Fuck yes, you can.
Fuck.
Like when Their Law kicks in.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to flip a table?
Yes.
Therefore,
Big time.
Yeah. And I mean, the reason I wanted to talk about this album really is because I'm a selfish prick and I love it.
No, I was well on board for this.
Well, I mean, at the time that I found the Prodigy, like I was at middle school. I was just finishing middle school, going into like secondary school. And at the time, I was listening to nothing but Michael Jackson. Really, like that he was God. Michael Jackson and Queen were about all I listened to.
Yeah.
And I used to go around we went on a school trip, right? And my mate Smeg bought a cassette, and we were in the van. And Miss Mully, I think her name was, Miss Mully, our teacher, was driving, and she was listening to her music on the stereo, and in the van, and we were going, please miss, can we put something on? Can we put something on? And she was like, oh God, yeah, okay, what is it? And Smeg went, I've got the Prodigy. She went, yeah, cool, yeah, I'll listen to that. Put it on, and it was Poison. And we were all like, yeah. And obviously, there's at the start of Poison, there's that skit where he's kind of in the office. And
that's right.
And then it's, oh, fuck's sake, man, I'm trying to write this fucking tune. And we all went, yeah! And from that point, I was like, whoa, this is dangerous. What is this music?
Yeah.
So I used to go around Smeg's, and me and him used to nick the album out of his brother's room and sit in his bedroom and listen to this album. Without this album, I wouldn't listen to rock music and I wouldn't listen to metal music.
Yeah.
This was the album that put me onto heavier music.
Yeah. Sort of onto the more dangerous side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. This was the first album that I got a real buzz out of because I thought, you shouldn't really be listening to this. This is like, this is dangerous. This is kind of like naughty music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, when I first heard Prodigy, I was I must have been about 6, 7 at the time.
Yeah.
I was very into pop music back then.
Yeah.
Sort of steps were my life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Steps for life.
Steps for life.
I mean, literally, it's very good for you to get your 10,000 steps. Do walk.
Do walk, yes. Yeah. But no, I mean, I was heavily into that. And then I think it was Breathe came out.
Yeah.
And
I was about to ask you whether or not it was Fat of the Land.
No, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, when Breathe came out, and I saw this guy with like this menacing like haircut. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. And
being like, this is different.
Yeah. Looks like a psychopathic clown.
He does. Yeah. So in a lot of ways, I think he put the Prodigy had put me onto the slightly more vicious side of things, and going, well, like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they are a great gateway band for things like that. Like, nobody's first favourite band is Cannibal Corpse.
No,
like
never.
But it's not
unless
a
surprise. Psychopath.
Yeah, unless you're Jeffrey Dahmer. It's not a surprise that people that listen to the Prodigy then go off and go, I am going to listen to Rage Against the Machine. I am going to listen to Pantera. I like Lamb of God.
That's it. And it is, as you say, it is that perfect gateway band from people that are into their rave dance music into the rock and metal.
And this is this album, the reason I picked this album to do rather than Fat of the Land, although Fat of the Land made them bigger, Fat of the Land was more obviously a punky album, like there's much more guitar on it, there's much more kind of...
But this was the gateway album.
This was the stepping point. And like anyone who's not listened to the Prodigy, you've lived under a rock, but anyone who hasn't listened to anything other than Fat of the Land, you should go back and listen to their first album, even if you just listen to a track or two tracks, and then listen to Music for the Jilted Generation.
Yeah.
And it is a completely different beast. It's so fucking fascinating to see that jump. And I think rock and metal bands should take a leaf out of the Prodigy's book, because they are utterly fearless with what they do. They just go, I don't care what you think, this is what we're fucking putting out. And I think that makes them probably the best punk band in the world.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. For punk bands, they were essentially a step above everybody else.
Yeah.
So.
And they're not even a punk band.
They're not even a punk band, which is fun. Right, we'll leave it there, as we'll be whittering on for days.
Yeah, I'm going to go and listen to Prodigy.
I think so, yeah.
And then Black Peaks.
Black Peaks, I'm on that.
Yeah,
I've got
100%.
it on my phone.
I fucking love it.
And Fucked Up.
Yeah, it's great.
Get onto Coheed.
I will.
Open up to more than one side.
I promise.
Right, we'll leave it there. As always, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yes.
We're on everything. There might be some changes coming. We'll let you guys know.
Yes, keep an eye on the socials.
We're going to make it easier for you guys, put it that way.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on social media and all that crap. And we will love you and leave you.
Yes, konnichiwa.
There it is.